Nico Okarr is a true-born smuggler who is infamous across the galaxy, although you'll find him mostly trailing the Outer Rim just as any other Underworld member would. He is a human male with not much else known about his personal details. We don't know what year he was born or how old he is now. He makes his first appearance in the Star Wars universe with the cinematic trailer named Return, which is set in the year of 3681 BBY, which is about 40 years before you hit the play button in Star Wars The Old Republic. This is when the resurgent Sith Empire dramatically returns and forcefully retakes Korriban. A few weeks before the Sith arrived, Master Cao Chen Darak was investigating smuggled Sith artifacts on the planet. He was following a lead that led him to a high-profile gravedigger known as Farrell Wicks. Master Dorak was able to intercept and capture this gravedigger, but not before he had the chance to trade some artifacts with the smuggler known as Nico Okarr. Farrell Wicks was held for weeks until he ultimately died of injuries he had sustained. He did not surrender information about the Sith artifacts, which kept Nico in the clear, or at least for a while. Eventually, Master Dorak sends the astromech droid T-701 to work undercover and infiltrate the smuggler's starship. Nico finds the droid and accepts it as his new co-pilot and partner in crime. With the Jedi Master's plan in successful motion, it did not take long for him to apprehend the smuggler, which is where the cinematic trailer starts.
I had no idea what was in those crates. I'm innocent.
You were smuggling Sith artifacts, Captain.
Fine, keep the artifacts. Just give me back my ship.
Eyes front.
Just inspecting the troops, Corporal.
Satele, what's wrong?
As we know, the Sith Empire returns and declares war on the Republic and Jedi. Nico helps the trooper Jace Malcolm, the Jedi Padawan Satele Shan, and the droid T-7 all get to safety. Satele Shan would later write down in Nostoral's journal that she believes the Force brought Nico Okarr to Korriban, as he was the only pilot capable of escaping the Empire in such a situation. What is even more interesting is that this wouldn't be the first connection made between Nico and the Force. To explain, one of the Sith artifacts in Nico's possession holds a power that only he knows, a power that he intends to use for himself. After helping the heroes return to the Republic safely, Nico was able to make his break for freedom, heading for what he would call a vacation. Over the next many years, Nico would go by the alias the Snare to cover his identity. He'd gone to a planet named Molivar for a break. However, business usually had a way of finding him. A couple of people from a noble house arrived at a cantina where Nico was currently drinking. They were searching for the Snare so they could hire him, ironically, to find Nico Okarr. The noble had some prior discretion. Nico had stolen their father's precious and valuable schematics for starship upgrades. Nico saw an opportunity with the noble to make some easy credits. He agrees to bring Nico to him, get paid, then leave. He then reveals his identity and demands to be paid, so he can leave after presenting himself. A very cocky move in a dire situation perhaps. The two nobles try to apprehend Nico, but they utterly fail. The smuggler introduces them to the sandy floor with his blasters set to stun. After leaving the scene and paying off the bartender, Nico was not really seen or heard of again. That is until during the years of the Eternal Empire and the conflict with the Alliance. Hylo Viz, another smuggler, had heard rumours that the legendary Nico Okarr was attending the Spire. Located on Zakul, it would later turn out that Nico influenced these rumours to reach Hylo Viz's ears. The player character of the game will locate Nico on Zakul, where he is helping himself to the bar.
Well, if it isn't Lord, It'll come to me.
When introduced, he asks you to make him a drink, and he tells you to use a lot of thought with the ingredients. After making him the beverage, he will join the Alliance and assist you with Hylo Viz and her operations. The people around Nico have been questioning his youthful appearance after so much time. At least 50 years have passed since he escaped the Empire and helped the heroes escape. Yet he showed no signs of aging. Nico confesses, or at least implies, that his Sith artifacts have something to do with this.
Living right? And a little relic I found on Korriban, it's not important. But you're not here to discuss my good looks. You're looking to hire me. Don't work for just anyone, though. Order a drink. Let's see what you're worth.
This story hasn't unfolded any further than this, which I find a shame because the character is so interesting, especially with the concept of this artifact keeping him young of age, or somehow resisting aging. The true depths behind this is something we might never find out, but what we do know is that this smuggler might just be the first immortal smuggler to roam the galaxy. Who knows? Perhaps he even existed many thousands of years later. I wish we could find out more about this artifact, but for now, may the Force be with you.